Overnight, leak footage caught a refreshed Tesla semi-prototype rolling out of Giga Nevada, complete with a Cybertruck-style light bar, active aero shutters, and a dashboard running a stealth build of FSD Convoy Mode. Minutes later, Elon Musk doubled down on X. Mass production is locked, and the first self-driving truck platoons hit public roads this fall. This isn't hype. It's the playbook that's about to rewrite everything you know about trucking. 4 a.m. on I-80 east of Reno. Veteran driver Sam Night Owl Morales is on his second jumbo coffee when a silent white blur whistles past his Kenworth like he's parked. He catches the plate, MEGAWATT, and nearly drops the cup. The rig is a pre-production Tesla Semi 2026, dragging 70,000 pounds uphill with no diesel roar. Sam grabs the CB.
Boys, a starship on wheels just blew my doors off.
And here's the kicker. Tesla plans to ship 50,000 of these beasts every year.
Let me tell you this. Tesla's refreshed spec sheet is throwing down a gauntlet. A 905 kilowatt-hour battery rides on a 1,000-volt spine, roughly double the juice in Freightliner's e-Cascadia with 540 kilowatt-hours, and a third more than Nikola's Tre BEV at 733 kilowatt-hours. That yields a verified 500-mile range at the full 82,000-pound gross weight, while the e-Cascadia taps out near 230 miles and the Tre around 330. Need to refuel? A 1.2 megawatt megacharger slams 400 miles back in 30 minutes. The competition sips 350 kilowatt CCS and waits 90 minutes for barely half that. Active aero shutters trim drag 5%, the Cybertruck-style light bar doubles as a billboard-sized turn signal, and the dash now ships with FSD Convoy Mode baked in. That's Tesla's upcoming feature where one lead truck wirelessly puppeteers a string of self-driving follower semis, slashing drag and driver hours. In short, Tesla didn't just tweak the Semi, it changed the weight class. But wait, this next part changes everything. Real-world science, not just showroom theater. Back in 2022, Tesla ran a headline-grabbing Fremont to San Diego marathon. This time, the same concept starred a new prototype. It hauled 82,000 pounds over the Sierra grades, pushed through SoCal traffic, and still clocked 500 miles with 8% battery left. But here's the follow-up nobody talked about. 2 weeks later, the same rig ran the route in reverse and finished with 11% state of charge, because a late-night software patch trimmed inverter switching losses by 3%. Pepsi ran the Semi over Donner Pass. The truck used energy climbing up, but gained it all back coasting down. In fact, it finished with 3 kilowatt-hours more than it started. Gravity paid for the trip. You thought that was big? Try this. Battery bragging rights are fun, but the drivetrain is the mic drop. 3 carbon-sleeved permanent magnet units, each a close cousin to the Model S plaid rear motor, anchor the tandem axles. Each motor punches out about 670 horsepower. All 3 together, a full megawatt, more than a diesel locomotive. So Tesla dials it back in cruise to spare the tires. Empty, the rig rockets from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Fully loaded, it still does the sprint in 20, half the time of a diesel. On 5% grades, it holds 65 while the diesels grind at 40, leaving the diesels coughing in its wake. Regenerative braking claws back 98% of descent energy, meaning brake pads may outlive the paint. Under that sculpted shell lives a battery bigger than your studio apartment, roughly 900 plus kilowatt hours of usable energy, stitched together from Tesla's latest dry electrode 4680 cells. Each cell packs an insane amount of energy, and the entire floor is basically one giant battery. A serpentine coolant loop keeps everything chill, even while the truck gulps a megawatt of juice, jumping from 5 to 95% in just 29 minutes, which is quicker than some of you wait to hit that subscribe button.
But it gets crazier. Tesla's Jelly Roll cell design crams in more energy than any other truck battery on the planet, and a stainless cooling plate hugs the hottest cells so temperatures stay within 3 degrees, even on full-throttle hill climbs. But wait, here's the one-pedal rodeo kicker. When Pepsi's first Semi clocked 250,000 brutal miles, engineers yanked the front pads for inspection. The calipers looked bored, and micrometers showed just 1.3 millimeters of wear, about what a diesel grinds off in 40,000 miles. They snapped a photo, tossed it on Slack, and the image blew up trucking forums. Brake pads that die of boredom. Fleet managers suddenly realized brake costs were about to vanish. Sam finally spots the Semi at mile marker 490. Its nose plugged into a V4 megacharger humming like a distant turbine. A robotic arm latches in 6 seconds, dumps 20 kilowatt hours a minute, and in the time it takes Sam to log his mandatory brake, the pack adds 400 miles. The charger cabinet stays cool to the touch, because coolant flows through those thick orange cables. Tesla already has 46 megacharger stops on the map. Solar roof stations at Long Beach, wind-powered chargers near Cheyenne, and big battery-equipped truck stops outside Chicago. Each location stores 3 megawatt hours of energy, so the local grid never blinks when a line of trucks plugs in.
What if I told you Tesla's Skunk Works also tested a 12-minute battery pack swap at a Reno lot? A crane lifted out the empty pack, dropped in a full one, tightened 16 bolts, and sent the truck rolling again. Not on the public roadmap yet, but proof a coast-to-coast battery relay could backstop megachargers if queues ever stretch. And here's where it gets wild. The Megawatt Motel experiment. Tesla rigged 3 desert motels on I-40 with backyard megachargers. Convoy pulls in, drivers grab a discounted shower and siesta bundle, the trucks recharge to 70% in that same half hour. Data logs showed each 40-room property drew just 1.8 megawatts off the Megapack buffer, peaking at 900 kilowatts per stall before taper. The motel owner saved $200 on electricity fees and even renamed the place Charge and Chill Suites, which pushed room earnings up 13% in just a month. Field data logged 0 schedule slips and driver fatigue scores dropped 40%. Lesson: America's motels could moonlight as high-speed truck stops without buying a single acre of new land. And here's where it gets wild. Meanwhile, at Gigafactory Nevada, Tesla poured $3.6 billion into a semi-wing the size of 16 football fields. Robots stamp panels and bolt the battery frame sandwich together in one lightning-fast dance. The line aims for one finished tractor every 5 minutes once cadence stabilizes. 50,000 rigs a year by 2027. That output alone would electrify 2% of America's big rig fleet. Regulations add rocket fuel. New clean truck laws in California, Washington, and across the Atlantic will make dirty diesels as rare as flip phones by 2030. And a 40 grand federal credit plus a 2,000-pound weight bonus sweeten the deal. But it gets crazier. Here's the cost story. On city routes of 120 miles a day with electricity at 8 cents per kilowatt hour, the Semi pays for itself in 32 months. On 300-mile regional runs at 10-cent power, the break-even point is 27 months. And on 500-mile long-haul trips where power costs 15 cents and diesel sits at $6 a gallon, payback drops to just 18 months. After that, every mile is pure profit. The Semi costs 28 cents per mile, while a diesel burns 74. At 100,000 miles per year, the Tesla saves 46 grand, enough for 2 more tractors every decade. And if your depot roofs drip 6-cent solar while diesel spikes to $7, as happened in California 24, you're banking 58 cents every mile, or 58 grand of pure margin per truck per year.
Drivers get hooked fast. Eric keeps a daily voice note log. Day 47, still no shifting arm cramp.
He swears the loudest noise in the cab is the air freshener click. Rookie Maya Lopez's first overnight haul ended with enough juice to FaceTime her kids from the dock. She wrote in her shift log,
I heard coyotes on US 50 louder than the powertrain.
that center seat grants 270-degree sightlines and mirror cam overlays that float cars in AR. The air-suspended chair crushes vibration so well, the cab measures 55 decibels at 65 miles per hour, half a diesel's drumming. Pepsi veteran Eric E-Torque Betancourt trains newbies. Once they taste single-pedal driving, they beg dispatch to keep the keys. Casey Tejon hauls soda in Sacramento and jokes customers miss the exhaust stack.
Left it in 1997.
She laughs through the side camera. Software ties everything together. Tesla's fleet portal streams state of charge, tire temps, brake wear, and inverter temps in real time. Predictive maintenance flags popped 5 days before a coolant filter would have clogged, killing roadside failures by 92% in Pepsi's first 6 months. Over-the-air updates already bumped regen efficiency another 3% and widened torque vectoring on icy grades. Cybersecure links tie the trucks together, so the lead driver handles steering, throttle, and brakes, while 3 ghost rigs follow just 55 feet behind, copying every move in real time. The slipstream alone cuts drag by 11%, and once autonomy matures, fleets can slash driver costs too. Unions want retraining funds, CFOs run cost models and grin.
The environmental math stands tall. Each Semi erases 93 metric tons of CO2 a year, slices NOx by 99%, wipes out diesel particulate completely. LA Harbor's Midnight Drayage pilot logged 10 decibel noise cuts at curbside monitors, giving harbor neighborhoods peace for the first time in decades. During a June heatwave, PG&E tapped 5 Sacramento Semis as 1 megawatt grid buffers. Fleets earned 28 grand in demand response credits in 2 weeks. Anecdotes keep stacking. Cybertrucks shuttled between Georgia depots, racking up 180 miles per shift and topping up in under 20 minutes. Costco strapped freezer trailers behind semis. Epto kept ice cream at -20 in desert heat without a whisper. Tesla's own shuttle hauls castings from Austin to Monterey for 80 cents energy per mile. In Minnesota's January deep freeze, the pack preheated to 10 Celsius before rollout. Efficiency dipped just 4%. Diesels burned 25% extra idling to stay warm. On an icy Duluth grade, torque vectoring cut wheel slip 62% over an e-Cascadia control truck. Competition scrambles. Freightliner's Supertruck 2 shows freight ton efficiency doubled, but range stops at 300 miles. Volvo's Supertruck 2 chases aero miracles yet can't match Tesla on hills. Nikola pivots to hydrogen, Hyzon and Toyota tout fuel cells, BYD eyes megawatt charging. No one crosses the 500-mile battery barrier yet.
The electric truck arms race is officially on. What about end of life? Redwood Materials closes the loop, turning spent semi-cells into fresh cathodes. Tesla plans to downcycle 1 million-mile packs into grid megapacks, guarding the grid a decade longer. Musk calls it cradle-to-cradle torque. Economy looms. Tesla slips full self-driving beta into fleet dashboards. Blind merge, lane changes, automated exit ramps, adaptive following distance at highway speed. The Convoy roadmap sketches one driver guiding 3 trucks coast to coast, slashing labor by 30% and eliminating hours of service headaches. Regulators draft Level 4 language. Insurance actuaries promise premium cuts for fleets scoring over 98 in lane keep logs.
But wait, this next part changes everything again.
Grid impact becomes grid advantage. During a blackout, Pepsi's Sacramento depot ran for 6 hours on power from its parked semis, keeping lights, forklifts, and chargers on. In Texas, the grid operator pays fleets 30 cents per kilowatt hour to send power back during summer peaks, so idle semis can earn money while parked.
You thought that was big? Try the Texas heatwave showdown. When grid demand spiked past 59 gigawatts, 10 idle Frito-Lay semis dumped 8 megawatt hours back into the lines, enough to cool 3,200 homes until sunset. A local anchor joked it was
air conditioning powered by potato chips.
Tesla's spreadsheet says a fleet could bank up to 12 grand per truck each summer, just by selling spare electrons while the wheels aren't turning. Charging depots morph into microgrids, solar wings shade the bays while robot arms snap cables in 10 seconds. Those yard batteries gulp cheap power at night and sell it back at 4 p.m. when prices spike. The capital expense pays back in under 5 years with federal microgrid grants. Safety sells itself. The low center of gravity slashes rollover risk in half. Jackknife prevention monitors kingpin shear and micropulses torque to straighten sway. Crash tests show the nose cone absorbs 80% more kinetic energy than a steel bumper, protecting the driver cocoon. Insurance whispers 10% premium cuts for fleets above 50 units. Brands move fast to milk the optics. Pepsi plasters zero-emission banners on trailers. TikTok clips of silent snack drops rack 5 million views. Costco's cold chain goes cold turkey on diesel ad hits primetime. Even Sam launches a YouTube channel, Night Owl Hauls Electric, and posts a drag race versus diesel on Donner. The clip clears 1 million views in a week. Fun facts for dessert. The semi emits a soft sci-fi whoosh at low speed, so pedestrians don't step into silence. Maintenance mode hides vintage Atari Breakout on the dual 15-inch screens. A hidden Easter egg shows pack temp as spicy, mild, or Arctic. Engineers once powered an EDM festival stage from a park semi. 18 hours of bass on one charge. Fast forward 9 months. Sam trades his aging Kenworth for a Tesla lease. First run, Reno to Boise and back, 390 miles each way. 1 megacharger stop in Winnemucca during the DOT break, 400 miles added. He rolls into Boise fresh, ears quiet, clothes diesel fume free. On the return leg, he streams a podcast, crests Emigrant Pass at posted speed, while legacy rigs crawl right. He radios his old buddy. I'm hauling tomorrow, and tomorrow just dusted you isn't stopping at asphalt. SpaceX engineers are already testing semi-drive units with radiation-hardened inverters for potential Mars cargo haulers. Sounds wild? So did an 800-kilometer electric big rig 5 years ago. Today, that rig just spilled Sam's coffee at 4 a.m. So next time a whisper-quiet Leviathan slides past your minivan, remember this. The trucking iPhone moment isn't coming. It already woke you up on I-80.